Hi, Frankie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh, so it's a lovely Saturday evening, or if you're Frankie, it's a lovely Sunday morning. Uh, Hi, Rachel. Welcome. And we're here to do, a little live stream situation where we just talk about music that we like. We used to do like a little mini podcast episode that was like what we're listening to. We were just talking about all the music that we've been listening to over the past month. But then we realized it's more fun if we can also find out what everyone else has been listening to as well, instead of just because we already we talk every day. We already know what we're listening to.
Yeah, especially when especially if it's our faves.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, shocker, you're listening to like one of your alt groups.
I'm drinking my inaugural hot chocolate of the season.
Ooh.
Very exciting. We went to the fancy grocery store today on the other side of town that has vegan hot chocolate. So my new Gut 7 mug.
Cute.
So we're having a good time. You know what I wish that we could do? I'm going to say, yes. By the way, if you want this beautiful mug that Sky has, it's available on our website. A little merch plug there for you. Not limited time offer. You can get it anytime.
Isn't there even two different mug designs? Yeah,
I think so.
Let me say it differently. Two different colors.
Sizes. You can get different sizes.
And isn't there even a red? Did you do a red one too? Or just this one?
Listen, I don't know.
I don't remember. Because our original logo was red.
Yeah. We can find out.
Gradient. I don't remember.
And then we were like, wait.
There's two different mug types. This is
like the large mug, and then there's like a smaller mug. We have many a mug on our. Yeah. So like if you like our party alpaca bit that we do, I'm pretty sure that there's a party alpaca mug. So we don't really push it.
I should probably get that one sometime.
We don't really push our merch that much, I'm gonna be honest. But we have some fun shit over there on the certifiednoonas.com website. So have fun, guys. We have all sorts of nonsense. You know what I wish? Okay, before we start, you know what I wish we could do? You know what I wish that there was? I wish there was Epidemic Sound, where you pay to use royalty-free music. I wish there was a version of that for K-pop, so that we could play little clips of the stuff that we're listening to. Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice? I'd pay into that.
So this actually leads me to something that I was thinking about the other day. So I was watching Dropout, and so they have this show. What was it called? It's the one where pretty much the nerds kind of square off, and they're like,
actually, yeah, I love that show.
So they do one bit that's pretty much they play just enough of a theme song or something that they think they can get away with it and not have to be charged and not get in trouble. But in my mind, I'm like, I feel like with K-pop, it's not
you can't do it.
2 beats. You can't do it.
Actually is really fun if you've never heard of it, basically.
Yeah, but on some level, if you aren't familiar with some of the stuff they're discussing.
Yeah. If you're into really nerdy shit like I am, a lot of the stuff they discuss, I've been into my entire life. So basically it's like a game show where the host will read a statement about a piece of pop culture, but something about what he's reading is incorrect. So there'll be an incorrect statement in it.
Imagine if half of the things they discuss you're not familiar enough.
Yeah, it's deep nerdy shit.
It's deep cut,
deep nerd. You got to be deep in that nerd life. But it's fun if you're like myself, very deep into the nerd life.
I don't even remember. I feel like there was a Star Wars question or something, and I was heavy into Star Wars, the original trilogy, growing up. To the point where I was able to play Star Wars Trivial Pursuit against my youth pastor at the time, who is also a Star Wars nerd. And I even bested him on the question, which arm was Luke handstanding on when Yoda was on his feet? I knew that answer. But whatever deep cut they did on this show question, I was like, I have no freaking clue. And of course, now the Star Wars universe is immeasurably larger, so I have a fun Star Wars nerd story. So when I was in grade 12, I was in a computer programming class, and I was the only girl
in this computer programming class. And I was sitting between two, I knew them. Actually, I dated both of them, ironically enough.
At the same
Not
time?
at the same time. Listen, I'm not that much into the hoe life at different times. And they were best friends, and they were arguing. What they were arguing about was the race of the alien that co-piloted the Millennium Falcon with Lando Calrissian in Return of the Jedi when they're making the run on the Death Star. And I'm sitting there trying to do my work and just like getting so annoyed at how neither of them would shut up. And like, it's other guys in the room are like,
you know, believe you that you weren't into the whole life. Listen, by the way,
it's actually a calculated move to like get revenge on both of them because they sucked. But anyway, so they were all the other nerds in this class were like pulling in, and I just wanted to finish my goddamn code. So I finally was like, oh my God, it was a Sulliston. Can we all just shut the fuck up? Like, you could hear a pin drop in that class. I was like, yeah. And I didn't like, listen, when I was in high school, I did not dress like I do now. Like the cat laser shirt. No, I dressed like I was undercover with, you know.
Were you trendy at the time?
I wasn't trendy. I was undercover. So like I dressed like a regular girl. You know, I didn't wear my nerdy fandom shit then. But yeah, no, the pin drop. Listen, let's just say I broke both their hearts and they both fucking deserved it. I'm just gonna sip, bitch. But we're here to talk about music. We're here to talk about music.
We can do it also have to. But by the way, we are having a podcast episode coming out soon, and we discussed it there. But the Ticketmaster thing is heating up, in case you're not aware. So, like,
we didn't talk about it a lot on the podcast.
I mentioned it just because it's an interesting thing to keep an eyeball on. I will say the thing about, like, Ticketmaster, Live Nation, whatever you want to, you know, the conglomerate that it is, essentially.
Scammers, a lot of them.
They've gotten into trouble a lot before, and they pretty much get away with murder. So, like, I'm not sure about my high hopes for.
I do say today they put out this statement being like, "Oh yeah, Ticketmaster is such a fair, like, you know, it's the fairest things for, you know, like, yeah, sure, us peasants really feel." Like being price gouged to hell. It's the fairest way we could do this.
Well, and then they're pretty much like, sorry, everyone talking about sci-fi stuff. I still haven't seen E.T. I need to do that sometime.
Oh my God, that Friday's on the list. If anyone's unaware, like, Sky hasn't seen like anything.
That is not true.
Well, she hasn't seen a lot of things. So like Jesse and I,
all the Indiana Jones, like that's
true.
I have seen things.
You've seen things, but there's a lot of things that she hasn't seen that that Jesse and I were like, oh, c'est quoi? So we occasionally force her to watch movies with us.
Yeah, I haven't seen E.T. I'm trying to catch up slowly, but like, you know,
listen,
between K-pop things and dramas and anything else in life, there's only
the backlog
time in the day to backlog everything that I should have been watching when I was growing up. So,
you know what? With all this like Ticketmaster stuff, everyone should have really been listening to Pearl Jam back in the early 2000s, because Pearl Jam was like, no, do not let these two motherfuckers merge. Like, they went to Congress and shit over it, and Congress was just like, nah. Like, so.
Well, I'm sure they paid off the Congress people then.
Oh, absolutely, they did. And so, like, at one point, Pearl Jam refused to use them, I believe, like, for one of their concerts that they just had their, like, manager standing outside doing the ticketing, like, the day of the show, because they were like, we're not using Ticketmaster. These people are criminals. Yeah. And they're ripping off people to the detriment of everyone attending our shows.
We were talking about the statement. So another funny part of their statement was like, there was an entire paragraph that was pretty much, you know, we try to be on the cutting edge of things. You know, now we don't even do physical tickets anymore. You can get on your phone. I'm like, what does this have to do with like the topic at hand?
It's like, I can pull it up. I can pull it up. It's like some of these statements they're making are just wild.
It's like, good for you, you're digital too. Like, it's like, that's not the topic. Why are you? It's like they're just advertising themselves for half of it. Like, that was the...
Okay. Ticketmaster has a significant share of the primary ticketing service markets because of the large gap that exists between the quality of the Ticketmaster system and the next best primary ticketing system. What next best primary ticketing system? What next best one?
Like, for instance, in my state, there's an outdoor theater that has its own ticketing system, and it was amazing. And I've been there twice. Mm-hmm. And one of them, I got to be on the second row for Muse. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I didn't pay anything extra. It was awesome.
I love this. Is like 5 years ago, tickets were paper. Now you can scan in with your phone and can transfer tickets to your friend with one tap. You know how else you could used to be able to transfer tickets to your friend? You handed them the ticket and said, here you go.
Well, and ticket transferring is actually an absolute nightmare. It doesn't work.
Complicated. Like, are you kidding me? Transfer. I had to transfer a ticket to once.
It was I had to make to get my refund because my husband had bought the ticket for the AT's concert that we had to try to get that refund for, and I was anyway, and we had transferred it.
Was a nightmare.
It was.
And then they're like, secondary ticketing is extremely competitive with Ticketmaster competing with StubHub, SeatGeek. Don't they own some of those?
Didn't they just say that we're better than everybody?
So, don't they fucking own some of those? No serious argument can be made that Ticketmaster has the kind of market position in secondary ticketing. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Fuck off. This is so ridiculous.
It actually leads me into a point that I want to bring up. So this relates, but it's something that maybe you guys are unaware of just because it's something that Indonesian K-pop fans are currently dealing with. So my buddy Jane, she's an Aroha fan of mine, an Astro fan of mine, friend of mine. So I've known her for 4 years now. And so Astro was going to be able to be in a larger K-pop festival type concert. I don't know if they were using the term festival. I'm using that because it was a lot of, a ton of different K-pop groups being able to go. Mm-hmm. Long story short, they figured out it's ultimately a scam. Like, as far as the timing that coincided with, sadly, the Itaewon Crush thing, so that didn't assist matters. However, as far as they're not getting refunds, supposedly they're going to reschedule for a certain time that, like, all the K-pop fans know there's going to be no way that they can promise any of those groups are going to actually be able to come at that time. Like, they know that it's like, how are you promising that these people are going to come back? You can't. And it's really sketchy, but this company has operated in other countries as well. So, like, it's not, anyway, they've held concerts and they've been sketchy with that too. So I need Jane's trying to get the word out about all that. It's super bad.
I just need to finally finish off this Ticketmaster discussion with a quote, the final quote on this statement they made, which might be the most laughably ridiculous quote that a PR person has made in recent history to me. Let me just read you this paragraph. Ticketmaster is also the most transparent and fan-friendly ticketing system in the United States. Of course that's true, since they're the only one. So, of course...
But even then, it's not a good fan experience, no.
Ticketmaster does not set or control ticket prices. Your platinum pricing would speak otherwise, Ticketmaster, so fuck off.
Like, it reflects demand.
No, it doesn't.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Ticketmaster does not... strongly advocates for all-in pricing so that fans are not surprised by what tickets really cost, and is the undisputed market leader in ticket security and fighting bots.
Yeah, that's baloney.
You're so lost in the sauce. Like, this is...
It's one of those things, like, just because you say it doesn't mean
it doesn't true, mean
but
it's
also
true.
It doesn't mean any of us believe you.
Like,
just because you say
sure. When you're the only one, technically all of those statements can be true. Like, dictator has highest, approval rating of any politician. Meaningless. Ay, ay, ay.
So, like, let's say that Ticketmaster did 100% of K-pop concert ticketing in North America, which it doesn't, but I'm just play with me for a second. If they did 100%, they'd be like, "Oh, all these fans, they're the most satisfied with us." Yeah, you're the only ones that
there's no there's no option to no. Here's the problem.
It's akin to my music taste being like, "We're so awesome," and it's like, "You guys suck.
You're terrible." Like I just love like, yeah, fans are, are so, we're the most satisfaction among fans. It's like, I don't know a single fan who has satisfaction, but since you're the only option, like 2% satisfaction is still the most satisfaction when you're the only
right
game in town. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, I saw TikToks that were showing, like, when people were buying the Taylor Swift tickets, that they had tickets for sale for like $94,000. No.
So a funny thing I
not.
saw on Tumblr was, I guess this is a group of 18E that were currently like, they were going to go to the concert, but there were also people that were interested in like limited edition, like Michael Jordan sneakers or something. So they were also like digitally in line for that. And so the joke was pretty much, you can't scare me. I've done ticketing on Ticketmaster like however many times. I know how bad this could get. This is easy.
Like this is low stress. No, I just listen. It's Ticketmaster's a fucking scam. We all know it, and just trying to pretend otherwise.
Jessie had mentioned that like she had some friends that were trying to get tickets, and she's like, only one got them. So like she had a fair amount of people that she knew were trying. Only one person was able to get them.
Listen, Ticketmaster, if you were so like easy and friendly to fans, we wouldn't need to form actual like ticket buying cabals in trying to like desperately on Discord Discord voice calls, just being like, shit, did you press refresh? Oh, like if you were so fan friendly, this wouldn't be be stressful.
So people like they go back into their office at like their business offices in order to like use faster internet.
Yeah, we're like recruiting like the amount of people we recruit to just be like, listen, I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but I just need you to try to help me buy some K-pop tickets. Like,
well,
get it together.
Then after you experience transferring a ticket once, it's like you're scared to do that again. Like you're literally then the pre-order sales and stuff, like pre-sales.
Does the pre-sale code work? I don't think it does. Nope. What was the one where we were I think we were trying to what was it where it was like the pre-order, they had limited it to like one ticket per person, and I'm like,
wasn't it the ATs one?
I think it might have been ATs, and I was like
tickets for.
Yeah. And it was like most people go to the concert with a friend. So wait, are you telling me if you have like a parent buying like for a minor child, they can only buy one ticket?
Right. And it was, so that code was supposed to work for two, and it didn't.
And then there was another thing.
So when we got tickets, it was like we were like popcorn.
Yeah, and they wouldn't let us like there were chunks of like seats that were together, but they wouldn't let us put more than 2 seats together. So we had like, and there were 3 of us attending the rip that concert that were supposed to be attending the concert. So we had 2 people here, and then we had one person like in like the row in front, like
at least, yeah.
Anyway, Ticketmaster, you're full of shit. Just, I hope that Congress fucking get AOC's after you. And listen, you don't want AOC to be after you, and she is.
Yeah, so. I saw people joking. They're like, "Ooh, she must have not gotten Swift tickets."
Listen, she doesn't like. If it works out in our favor, it works out in our favor. So. Music. So we want like everyone watching our little cabal happening here.
We're not sitting here with like official lists or anything.
No, we're just gonna chat about shit that we like, and we want to hear what you guys like.
We want you to be involved. So let us know what you've been listening to. It doesn't even have to be new. It can be ancient.
Yeah, like just if you're just like listening to shit. We love to hear it.
In an ideal universe, we'd be able to play the music, but
as we said, it's I went to the K-pop store today. I went a little I want
Yeah, you got
I
just
want a
a
little
couple
hog wild.
things.
I want
My
a little
goodness.
hog wild. Okay. My husband is such an enabler. I had like
You'll talk about that next live stream.
but I had a plan. Well, this leads into the first group I want to talk about. So I had a plan because I wanted to go in and I definitely wanted to buy the Maxidin album because I didn't have a copy of it yet. And then I wanted to look for a few other things. And the things I wanted to look for was the VHS version of the Key album, which they didn't have. A Wanho album, which I did pick up. And then I wanted to get Extraordinary Heroes' new album. They didn't have it, which I was really sad about, but that's what I want to talk about because I love Extraordinary Heroes' new album. They're in their emo, they're bringing it back. Like okay. So like they debuted with Happy Death Day, and I was like, fuck, I'm addicted to this.
Well, it's like a pre-debut song.
Yeah,
that was so confusing because it wasn't like anyway.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, this sound. And then their next album, I was like, okay,
it was a really good album.
It was a good album, but it like wasn't. It didn't grab me.
But their title song, they should have picked a different title.
They should have picked a different title song. I do. I think we discussed this the last time we did this episode where I was like, I wish they picked the other song. But this new album, the vibes are very much me in high school being, disaffected. I love this new album so much. The Overload album, like the visual concept, the sound, everything. Chef's kiss.
Say, I think the title song was more fitting for their sound. The title song is not necessarily my favorite, but like it's still a really good song. I
really like it.
All of it's good. All of it's.
So anyway, I wanted to pick it up, but they didn't have it, so maybe next time.
And related to that, so the In Flying album, Dearest, So they're currently okay, we can discuss that now. I figured we'd wait to discuss.
No, fine. Sorry. No, I'm just pulling them up so people know. People like. So In Flying.
Yeah, so In Flying's album, the whole thing is great, but like each song is drastically different than the next to where, and then the title song is good, but it's like cutesy, funny kind of to where there were a lot of other really cool songs. Like one even has like a moment of bluegrass sounding in it. Like it's just, there's some really unique songs in there. I'm like, oh, they could have picked one of these for the title and it would have been a really cool, like even just like costume design could have been cooler. Whereas like, they just pretty much went with the like kind of uniforms and just youthful look. I don't know. That's never really my favorite concept in general for any group. And that's because Astro's my old group, so I know. Like, I do like cutesy. I don't really like, especially once groups get to a certain age, it's kind of weird when
if you're over 20. If you're over 20, stop it with the school uniform. It's fucking weird. Okay,
it's kind of like when like Monsta X. I feel like I don't think they had a comeback that was necessarily themed like that, but I think they had like a photo shoot or something. It might have been their season's greetings like a year or two ago or something. It might have just been a like commercial they did or whatever. But it was like when they were all wearing uniforms, and I was like, guys, we are graduated from that.
Y'all are just dropping thought anthem after thought anthem. You can't be doing. Your company can't make you do this anymore. It's discordant. I did see that In Flying at a concert covered a Bilkin song, which is really interesting.
Yeah, they're great at covers.
Yeah, no, he's a Thai singer actor that our friend of the show Joy is obsessed with, and I think she's working tonight. But if she wasn't, I knew I was talking about Bilkin. She'd be very excited.
And they know how to pick like the Japanese artists that they cover and stuff. Like Aimer, they recently did, and I sent that to Jessie, and because Aimer's one of like Jessie's big time faves. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I love that!" So they're just always really great about picking because they're huge music fans. So of course they pick their faves. I assume, but yeah. But the thing about the In Flying thing too is when I know that like Sung Hub is like 30, it just makes it like guys like
Let's not do this, guys. It's
And
fucking weird.
it's not officially school uniform, but it's just we're all gonna wear white polos and ties and stuff. It's like
reminiscent of school uniform.
Yeah, and it's like, I understand 2 or 3 of you are going into the military, which I think that, for the record, if you're an Infline fan, just know that it sounds like Dong Sung, which is the youngest. I think he's going to go enlist. He said that he's going to go enlist with the 2 idiots. So,
well, they might as well just get it all at once.
Yeah, and then that way the vocalists are just left to do their own things.
Do their make a solo album or 2. You know, maybe do some acting again. So fun. So yes, I haven't. So Rachel says that Victon, she likes the new comeback. Haven't listened to it yet, but it is.
I have listened to Virus. I haven't listened to the whole album yet.
And she's also been obsessed with Six's latest album and Key's album. So I haven't listened to Six's latest album, but have I listened to Key's latest album? And I do have the floppy disk version. Come back next Wednesday if you want to see what's part of it. Just putting that out there. And I went in for the VHS at the
album design that he has for his solo
album designs are wild.
I will never get over the little game gun.
Oh, you mean this bad boy? Oh shit!
Did you just bop that?
Yeah, I bopped it with my boob. You mean this bad boy?
Yeah,
yeah.
That's high quality.
I've never even opened it.
Product design. I wouldn't. That's one of those. I don't know if I could.
I know. I've seen. People are like, oh, just take an X-Acto and slide it under the. I don't have it in me.
I would probably just go online and watch someone unbox it for me.
I wanted the VHS version, but I got it in my Korea box, and they sent the floppy disk version, and I was like, damn it.
I will say, so we were talking about Extraordinary Heroes. I haven't gotten it yet, but their album prior to this new one, they had 2 really cute concepts for the album packaging. One of them kind of looks like a notebook, like a spiral notebook type. Well, not spiral, but just a composition type notebook. And then the other looks like a tablet, like a iPad or something, a small one. So, and the concepts kind of match. So one of them looks like retro emo, like 90s, 2000s emo kind of. And then the other is a different one. So it was cool that they did that.
Yeah, Katie, I agree. They should have promoted Strawberry Cake last time.
Strawberry Cake. That's my favorite.
Bye, Rachel. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Have fun at your dinner. Love you. Love you too. So there's another. Okay, so I started listening to Le Seraphim, and I really love their vibe. But Jesse, welcome. But I do have a problem with Le Seraphim.
I haven't listened to it, so what is the problem?
The problem is not with the song. I like it. I think it's great. My problem is with the group's actual name, because grammatically,
there's so many groups that you're gonna be able to.
No. Because so they're a female group. Okay, so all the members of them are female. Le in French is a male denoting article.
Right.
Okay, but there's multiple of them. So seraphim can be singular or plural. So since there's multiple of them, we're assuming that it's supposed to be the plural. It should be les, L-E-S. Anyway.
So you're saying it should have a double S. Would that make you feel better?
No, it should. No. Because it does have a double S, but it should be L-E-S, one word, les seraphim. So instead of le seraphim, which denotes a male angel, it should be les seraphim. So it's genderless angels. It still
has a double S.
But it does have a double S, but in the seraphim.
Just pretend that the spacing's different. That's easy.
I'm just looking at it. I'm like, but why? But why? And yeah, Anti-Fragile is so good, Jesse. It's so good. Yeah, anyway, that's my one rant.
Non-binary.
No, they're not being non-binary. Because unfortunately, in French, there is no non-binary language, they're working on it. So basically, there's hey, if this was secretly a group of trans men, I'd be like, I take it back. No problem.
But so I do have a question about that. Okay. If the French, who's the one that makes the call? Like the French language coming up with a gender neutral. Like,
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Like at some point are they going to be like, "Hey, a new article just dropped"? Like, what are they going? Who says that?
Don't have he, she. But see, Jesse, it would still work. See, Jesse's saying it's an anagram for I'm fearless, and it would still work if it was LES and then seraphim normally. So because then that would still be grammatically correct, because that would be
but you're getting upset.
I'm
over
lost
the
in the
spacing.
I'm lost like because lay is a gender neutral plural article. So if it was just lay seraphim, it would your anagram would still work.
You just want the spacing to be different. Like,
I just want the spacing to be different.
Correctly. Like,
I know, it's
fine.
I look at it and I'm like, but why?
Compared to all the other K-pop group names that you could take issue with that are not spelled correctly, like, at all.
The amount of times I was emotionally beaten with a bechamel as a child, I just if you're not familiar with what a bechamel is, a bechamel is basically a French conjugation dictionary. So it has every single. God, I'd be happier if it was numbers and we were trying to figure out how to say it. It basically has every single verb type and how to conjugate it in different senses, because French is French is so much more complicated than
their
English.
Conjugations are special.
If you know, you know. So anyway,
I was gonna put this up. So
yikes, yeah.
5 physical albums anymore.
Well, then your girl be renting. So no, my husband's like a real enabler. Like, I was only gonna buy 2 albums, and I was like, oh, I guess I don't need to get this Wonho album. And my husband's like, get the Wonho album. he's a real one. He's a real one, guys.
I've been putting off my purchases a lot because I pay, there was a tattoo in my recent history, so I have to.
And Jesse, I haven't. It's I like it, but I like Anti-Fragile better. Anyway, I'm picking up. I do enjoy their whole vibe and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be. Well, yeah, that's true. You know what? You're right. Like, I really just wanted that VHS version. They didn't have a single Key album in the store. I think you're also
proving that you're not super picky. Whereas, like, I'd be like, no, I want the VHS album. I'm gonna go home and order it.
Like no, I have a good time. Like I was like in there. They have the organization at this K-pop shop I go to is questionable.
Leaves something to be desired.
Like, it starts out as though it's going to be alphabetical, but then they just have a massive, but then they're just like, oh shit, like all the really popular groups are in like the middle shelf together. So it's like, so it starts out like alphabetical, and then suddenly it's like, here's a giant BTS, Stray Kids, and TXT section. And then it goes back to being alphabetical, and then there's an 80s section next to the Blackpink section, and then everything just sort of jumbled. So they have Shiny, but then they have all of the soloists, like all their individual albums also in the same section. So they had all of Onu's albums, and they had all of Taemin's albums. Nary a Key album to be found. But
speaking of, Minho is going to make his solo debut.
Very
in December.
Excited. Very excited.
I didn't know that he hadn't done it. Like, I thought all of them had.
I guess he was just waiting. He was just waiting to pounce on us. And to speak just sorry again on the song Impurities. Impurities kind of reminds me of like pop ballads from when I was in high school, if that makes sense. Anyway, it does. It makes sense in my head. Solgi had that sick comeback.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love Solgi. She's creepy. Loved it. Ay. What about you, Sky? What else have you been listening to?
A fair bit, but at the same time I get distracted. I know a lot of my like bands. They've kind of done OST stuff the past little bit, so that's a thing that I listen to a lot. But then another OST, Uno, he dropped Love Sailing. It's on the Decibel movie that's #1 in the box office right now. Woo. He was on the OST for it, and his song is like really, really good.
Oh, I see Katie's on a Pentagon bill.
We just
we were like, whoa, we've given each other too much power with both of us going over the. Frankie will be recognized this because Frankie and I when I'm on Frankie's shows, I can also do the comments, and this happens quite often with us as well. Yeah, listen, Chen's always a winner in my books. Pentagon's always a winner in my books. So, what's not to love, really?
I had fun the other day. I saw that for Astro, it was like it had been 6 years since their song Confession came out, which is on one of their whenever they were babies, one of their albums was called Autumn Story, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna listen to that, and it always does kind of sound like autumn, so that was a good listen the other day.
Stray Kids.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's a cute music video.
Stray Kids' new album, banger as always. I know I'm a little biased.
Are ya?
Just a teeny bit, but I think it's just bangers all around. But I think that about literally every Stray Kids album, so I cannot be trusted. But I listen, obviously I like their vibe enough because, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, if I don't like a group's music, I'm not gonna get into them that much. Like, your visuals can only take me so far in this world because I actually like groups because of the music they produce. It's a shocking statement to make amongst some people.
Very, very controversial, right?
Very controversial statement. No, I'm not saying I like every single song Stray Kids has ever made because some of them I'm just like, next. But, like, I'd say about 90% of, and there's, listen, if you listen to our Stray Kids episode, you'll know there's a lot of songs.
Oh, man.
If you're unfamiliar with Stray Kids, they've been producing. They've been producing. And so I like, it's like 17. Like, I can listen to every single 17 album and be like, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, how about their new release? Have you checked it out?
Of course I've checked it out. It's good as always. You know, I love just
Alexa had a comeback.
She did.
Girls Gone Vogue is the name of the album. A lot of the songs are very different, like, as far as tonally. So it's a good album.
I love her TikToks. Alexa's TikToks so give me life. She had, like, a really good one using the, like, will you wear wigs from this Elijah Wood interview where it's like, will you wear platform shoes? You're 4'10". Will you wear flat shoes? And she's like, no. Have you ever worn flat shoes? No. That's right. Jessie's bestie. Alexa seems like just such a cool girl, and
she's definitely, you know, there's sometimes people like, oh, we would vibe with her really. Yeah, she seems like a really fun person.
Speaking of 17, did anyone catch the like the snippets of them doing a Vernon and the 8 doing a just sort of like variety show appearance on Myung-soo, the guy who used to be on Infinite Challenges little web show. Vernon's a huge fan of this comedian and so knows everything about him, like too much about him. So, and then the 8 just spent the entire time roasting him. It was incredible. Like, there was one clip where he was like, the guy was like, so Vernon, like, do you know, like, when I say, like, when I didn't have friends? And Vernon's like, when you were 12 years old. And then the 8's like, you have friends now? Like, I was like, dear God, this is savage. It's savage. I love the 8. He's Ming Hao. Ming Hao. So what else has everyone been listening to?
I do want to mention, because I think Billy should always be mentioned.
Oh, they're so good.
Their last album, so good. But Ring My Bells, like, the title song is really, really fun. It popped up randomly on my Spotify the other day as I was listening. Another album I was listening to finished, and that one popped up. I was like, yes!
I really liked Seungkwan's English cover of the song As It Was.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Oh, and I recently saw only one of two members, Junji and the one who has the sick mullet. My blanking on his name. They did like a duet cover of a Conan Gray song, Sweater.
Ooh.
It's so good. Like, if you haven't checked it out, it's on YouTube. Very beautiful, simplistic music video, but like it is so nice. And I've been loving only one of's like solo things that they're doing right now, where they have like an interconnected storyline, but they're all like solo songs.
So like their own songs, they're not covers.
Yeah, no, it's their own songs, but each of them. So basically, they're doing like a storyline. It's like a gay romance storyline where like each character is, you know, like they're all playing, like they're paired up into two, right? If you're familiar with the only one of concept, it's 3 sets of boyfriends. So like in each music video, you're introduced to the character, like to the singer who's the next music video is like his song. And then so they've got like this lovely, and it's like a little storyline about these like 3 different love stories. It's very nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, I really enjoy, and the songs are all like, they're very different vibes, and like everyone's getting a fair shot to like do their own solo and beautiful music videos. And I have a lot of fun with only one of, because I feel like there's some younger people in the K-pop fandom who don't know what certain words mean. And the one that only one of gets accused of all the time is queer baiting. And that's not what that means. When they're actually explicitly having queer content, you haven't been baited. You've been delivered.
Yeah,
they said we're making a queer storyline. Here's the queer storyline. I get tired. I feel like I'm 89 years old every time. I get psychic damage from hearing this nonsense.
Okay, we're gonna catch up on comments here.
Yeah, okay.
So, Ginga Minga, that is a very addictive song. Like very, very addictive. Amanda says that
Jackson's
the Magic Man album.
Mm-hmm.
Such good music videos. Oh my gosh. Tin's birthday. Did you see the dance rehearsal for that? The way he can do his leg is insane.
Wild.
It's wild. He's always been like too good. Like he's been Taemin level for a very long time.
I love it. You know what I love about 10 is like he was just like, listen, I'm not Korean. So I don't actually need to like adhere to your like conservative mindset, and I won't. I'm going to be borderline inappropriate with everything I do. And I love that energy. I love that for him. He's just like, I'm going to give everyone gender envy. I'm going to make, people who are, super conservative feel a little uncomfortable if they encounter me, and I'm gonna love every second. Big fan. Keep doing what you're doing. So a new group, 50/50. I'll have to check that out. I haven't
their pre-debut. So this was actually Jesse's like song pick for this past week, and it wasn't on Spotify yet, but they had a music video release. So this is a really good song. Yeah, I hadn't checked out their debut song yet, but it's good that they debuted. It seems like a lot of people are really, really enjoying them, like their group and stuff. So that's great. We love new girl groups. Yes,
we do. With a slight addendum, we like new girl groups that aren't borderline child exploitation.
Right. Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you don't want to know.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, we know. Twice Had a Comeback.
What was like Monster X English and said had a baby?
Oh, the song "Lovin' Me."
Oh. Yes.
Right. Twice Had a Comeback. Speaking of non-uncomfortable girl groups, Twice Had a Comeback. I love Twice so much. It's so funny because every time my mom like wants to play, when my mom's babysitting like my nieces, I have like a 5 and a 6-year-old niece, and my mom's always like, oh, they always want to listen to music, but I don't know like what my mom, she's like, I don't know what's appropriate to like listen to. Like they want to watch music videos and I don't want them to see anything. I'm like, just play Twice. Literally just Google Twice K-pop, click a playlist. You're fine.
You are safe.
You're fine. Don't worry. Like the little girl I babysit downstairs, I play Twice.
That and like maybe like Orange Caramel.
Yeah.
Those two, like
I play K-pop music videos for her, and like I played 17 and stuff, and then I played Twice, and then like another boy group came up. She goes, "No, too many boys. Put the girls back on." Like, no,
too many boys.
Too many
right.
boys. Too many boys.
That's how most women feel every
single day. Too many boys. I'm like, oh, girl, doesn't get better. Doesn't get better, Keeves. It truly doesn't.
Girl groups.
We're pro girl group here. Big fans. We're equal opportunity. The problem is, it's like
I have a pin that says treat girl groups and boy groups the same.
That's right. I feel like girl groups are more likely to get disbanded before they have a chance to pick up steam, and it's just.
Or even as they're picking up steam, you'll just be like,
they'll be like, "Oh, sorry, we don't have any money for you."
What the crap with Bandit getting disbanded?
That's bullshit.
What the crap?
That's bullshit.
Because they were doing well.
Mm-hmm. That's a company making a personal choice right here.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure the company was probably being crappy as far as promotion and stuff like that. So like, I'm not speaking to that. I'm just meaning it was good quality stuff. People were paying attention to them. That's all I knew. Like everyone pretty much liked Bandit across the board.
Yeah. Bandit was excellent. This is nonsense.
And like what? How old? Like they hadn't been around super long.
Yeah. Ay. I really like Girls' Generation's. Oh, sorry. The Rose.
Go.
So I really enjoyed Girls' Generation's new comeback. So, what I love every time it's like Girls' Generation or like 2NE1 does anything, I'm just like, this is for the old people. We did it. We're still here. Like, man, thank you.
But The Rose, they had an album that came out. And it's great. Of course, it's great.
The Rose. Oh, BI just had a new music video drop the other day, and it's so fun. Like, it's a really fun song. Let me just very quickly find the name of it because I don't remember anything.
I don't remember.
BI. Keep Me Up. It's called Keep Me Up. And it is very fun. A very fun song. And YG's might be going to jail, so let's just, keep that energy rolling, Just be like, yeah. What I love about it is that, the fact that BI is kind of his downfall and he's escaped the company for several years now is just like chef's kiss. Mm-hmm. Chef's kiss. Just like BI's like, I ain't going to jail.
And by the way, Dreamcatcher's album, Apocalypse Follow Us. So good. So good. Like always.
If you like
they never have a misstep, so
if you like Dreamcatcher's new album, you might want to come back on Wednesday evening for it may make an appearance on our next Wednesday's live stream.
We might have to arm wrestle because that's the only album I've got over the past couple months. So
no, we're not going to arm wrestle. I'm going to let you do it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Like
we might have different ones though.
That's true.
Which version did you get?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, I got the limited edition, which encompasses all of the.
Okay, then you go.
That's the thing about.
Don't worry, I got millions of other albums I can unbox.
In case people are borderline Dreamcatcher fans, here's something to know about Dreamcatcher albums. They always have different letters and stuff, but there's always a special version, special edition version. And what that means, it's always the photo book is all of the photo books together of the other versions, which
that's
is
all
like
anyone wants.
Perfect. That's like, I know, I'm like, why don't all the groups do this? Like, and of course, once that poofs, it poofs. But
yeah. But no. I don't have the special edition one, so it's okay. Don't worry. I got other stuff. Yeah, we're having a Noonas Knickknacks on Wednesday, if you're curious, which is our showing off our merch show. A little to ease the Americans into Thanksgiving.
I do have other albums that I haven't shown yet. As far as there was a period of time in between that I have stuff from too. So.
Oh, we're familiar. It does. Familiar with it.
Now, the ultimate thing to do, if you ever happen to be able to be at a Dreamcatcher concert, which I have not gotten to, Jesse has gotten to though, so that's great. But the thing is, if you're somewhere where there are other people with Dreamcatcher light sticks, you can make a really tall stick.
If you have some friends, you can make the ultimate light stick. The ultimate light stick. A light stick for a giant. But
then of course you have to, how do you make sure like you're getting your part back? So like it's all a thing. But yeah, that's where is it? Boop.
Love it. There's one. I don't have one, but
that's not the big version. That's just as small as it gets.
The other ones are the extensions are hidden for later use.
Yeah. So I did order the Rose light stick. It should ship out in December because I was on the second wave of that. Katie got on the first wave of that, I think. Yeah. It also doesn't require batteries. Like that's just so cool. It's amazing. Yeah. They also, and I don't have this, the Dreamcatcher stuff. I wish I knew what to call this, but essentially it's a light stick accessory that I think can also double as a lamp, but don't quote me on that. But it's a little bit more flame shaped to go on top, and it's very cool looking, but like yeah.
I really need to get a Wanho light stick and the accessory. I'm always so slow at getting light sticks because I'm poor.
Says the chick that just got how many albums? Don't even.
No. My husband bought those albums. I myself am poor. I, as an individual, am poor, but occasionally he takes pity on me and funds my addiction. All but 2 of my light sticks were purchased by him. The other 2 were purchased by the Noonas. So that really says what you're gonna say.
But also, the bummer with a lot of these like light stick accessories, so like the Dreamcatcher one I'm discussing, the Wanho accessory, I know because I was a freak about the in-flying accessories. I have both versions of the accessories because I did not screw around with that, and I had to do like group order stuff in order to even hope to get my mitts on that stuff. And that's why it's harder. So like, for instance, the Wanho light stick accessory of the little bunny, super cute. Unless it's available like at a typical like North America K-pop store or something, all of a sudden you wonder how far down that rabbit hole you need to go. Unless Yes Asia or somewhere has it pretty easy. But usually if Yes Asia doesn't have it, you're going to have a rougher time.
Yeah.
Yeah, moving is, and then you have to get in a new place and stuff.
Money. Ay. We want, listen, we want to be the, we want to have the collection of our dreams, but
yes,
alas.
the infline ones are sprouts, and then the second, so the first line was sprouts to put on its little face. You might not be able to see it from here, but so it sprouts. The second line is hats. I couldn't not get the hats. It was important to my well-being.
You know, I'm gonna say it, okay? Light stick related. I don't care for ATEEZ's new light stick design.
Nope.
I don't care for it. I think it's too generic. I like the old version better. Mine's over in that direction. It's just.
I mean, I'm not saying it's ugly. It's still a pretty light stick.
It's so generic.
But whenever this one's unique enough looking, with it looking like a globe, plus the chromer situation and all that, yeah.
Like I just find it look.
But also, they didn't even color it unique. Like, I know, if they had at least made it black or put the.
It's like when like a company like redoes their logo to be like more modern, and you're just like.
See, sometimes light sticks level up when they get second. So like that's what happened with Astros. So
and like 17's light stick.
The first one was cute. The first one was super cute, but the second one, it's sparkly. It's like very geometric looking. The globe part, it's really, really neat. I still have the other one. It's behind me.
Yeah, my Super Junior light stick has never functioned. I'm like, oh, okay. Not like I'm gonna get to go to a concert, so. Yeah, oops, sorry. Ooh,
no.
We're fighting. The Mustang's new one was nice. It was nice. But like sometimes the redesigns are really nice, but like sometimes I'm just like, and like I just found it like too like generic looking, whereas the original like was so unique and fun and really fit the like the vibe and everything. But let's be honest,
it looks too modern.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's too slick.
I don't like it. It's not like terrible.
Again, they should have at least made it black. Like that's
something. Well, you can buy like a condom for it that's black. So there's like a little
that's really a thing. I
like
feel
there's
like
it's like there's like an official
now.
Like sleeve
there's
that goes
over
over
condom that goes.
Well, it's not like a condom, but I just like in my mind that's what I keep calling it. Yeah.
Yes, but the Robong version 1 is pretty eye-searingly bright if you're just sitting in your home, which is what I've mostly done.
So 17th light stick is also eye-searingly bright, but that has come in handy for me multiple times when we'd have like we had a hurricane when I lived in Halifax, and let me tell you, light sticks when we didn't have power for over a week, and those light sticks, especially since they didn't take AA batteries, no one had AA batteries, but AAA. Nobody was buying all the AAAs.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, we were reading by I have like a little like those like butane stoves that they have on all like the Asian YouTube cooking channels. I have one of those, and like we were cooking by like light stick light, and every time the power goes out, which in Montreal is more often than you think.
So the Astro version 1, it's a lamp too. I'm pointing to it. Oh, I was pointing to it. There we go. It's not on right now, of course.
Now, I must say, in terms of like sickest light stick designs, Cherry Bullet's light stick design is so good.
What was it? I'm trying to remember.
Gun. It's just a straight up sci-fi gun.
And then, is it the boys that have like the megaphone looking one?
No. Yes, the megaphone is the boys, and then B2B has kind of like a weird, almost stylized megaphone, but yeah, the boys is just a straight up heart-shaped megaphone, which like that's the redesigns we want, is shit like that, you know.
When light sticks come up, I'm always required to bring up the fact that in flying before
the original,
well before they had a light stick,
the OG,
during their hot potato era, they would personally make potatoes with faces on sticks and like, give them out to their fans.
Yeah. And so like when where are we watching them, where they had like video behind them, and it was people who had made their own, like everyone was laughing where it's just like, I made a DIY light stick. I love the
and then also prior to that, I guess you can't see it. Nope, it's just a tippy top. They didn't make them, but then people would bring in the star lights. It was really cute. They had little faces on them. But the potato thing is hilarious.
Yeah. I love it.
You know, you can just throw it out. I guess you could eat it. You might want to peel it first, though, so you don't eat your marker.
Yeah, in the Mountain Dew bottles. Yep.
I guess it was kind of the bridge between, like, I wonder when people stopped doing the balloons. Because well before light sticks, the main way that you would like have the color of your group back in the day was you just have your balloon and wag it around.
Probably when it became, when people were like, wait a second. If we can make them pay us. we can get money out of them. Wait a second. Because
when I'm watching one of the reply shows where they do a lot of fandom stuff, like they're always that, and then these super cheap like white poncho things, like, but they're all wearing their white ponchos and having their white balloons.
Yeah, it just the merch is delightful.
But just like one host little bunny accessory that just dropped like this week.
Cute. Yeah, they're really trying to you know, keep us going.
I think when that came out and I sent it, like, you were like, they know exactly what the fans want. Like, their people are hooked up to that.
Yeah, to make it red, the red ocean type situation. Yeah, we had a good time. That was a fun concert. I'm sad Sky couldn't come. We had such a good time.
Money.
I know.
Everything costs money.
Everything costs money, and I hate it because I don't have very much of my own.
You can't say that when you just got so many albums. You were just talking about that.
It wasn't my money. They were a gift. The important thing to remember about all of this is that I didn't buy any of them. It wasn't me. I make like $200 a month in a good month. I wasn't the one buying them. So any other music anyone wants to talk about?
It was probably an eternity and a half ago, but I'm going to still bring up Kino's Pose. It's very, very good. Really good music video. It was pretty much, I won't say digital only, because Katie actually did order, and she can probably discuss it more, but I don't remember what it was called. The only physical version you could order of his solo single release was pretty much a kind of a cover, and just, I think it was just some photo cards, and then it was the code. Like that's all there was. And that's Cube. Like, that wasn't a JYP thing. That was Oh, sure. Speaking of JYP the person, not JYPE, he's going to be having to come back. So just if you're, he might pop up more than typically. Just
you might get a few jump scares from old JYP over the next little while. So like, steel yourself.
Because you know what he's promoting, he gets all, as far as on the TikToks and whatever, I'm sure he'll be around.
I love like all of like the JYP artists having to dance to his song, and they all look like they're in a hostage situation in these dance videos. Like
the card thing that drove me crazy trying to get the code. Yeah, did you ever get it to work? Because I thought that she was struggling at the time to get it to work.
But every time I see like, a JYP group definitely being forced to dance to this song, like blank faces. None of them look like they want to be there. Like if you saw the Stray Kids one with Felix in the front, he's just like you're just like, sir.
Speaking of super cute dance videos on TikTok, Wonho and Jaehyun from In Flying is the cutest thing ever. Anytime he gets to dance, he gets so excited, and I just love it so much.
I like idle interactions. Remember the good old days.
So one thing I want to ask you, Katie, is to explain. Okay, so I was trying to actually talk about this last night. Katie, when she was trying to order, I think 2 separate albums from 2 separate groups, she was wanting to get specific versions. But the company, so it was across the board at all the stores, the company was making them chaser versions to where it was going to be forced to be random.
I hate it.
And she can tell me if I'm correct or not on what I'm saying. But like, that's what I remembered her telling me. And she was like, and I think one of them, like later on, finally got listed one place, like where you could actually pick the version. So she did. But
what a scam.
The company was forcing it. Who's DKZ?
DKZ.
I forget what their company is. I think it's a random small company. Unless I'm dreaming.
Like, I suppose that's one way to try to make more money, but like, it's a little shifty.
Well, and so the thing is, for instance, if you go order on Yes Asia, sometimes they'll be like, it'll be a random. Like, that's fine when the company isn't forcing it every single instance.
Yeah.
Like, but it was after the album release. That's just so weird.
It's so weird.
What is the maximum number of album versions that you have seen?
I don't know.
I think there's one, because I think out there in the world there was one more than this. But for me, like as far as the one that I was getting, I only got one of it. Pentagon's is the album titled Do or Not, whatever. They had 2 versions, but then those versions had different covers for each member of the group. So I don't remember what the total number of that was, but it was a lot.
So I'm
variations going.
I just did a little Google. I'm now on a Reddit post, which K-pop album is the most moist. On the top of my head, I remember EXO's Exodus album having individual member covers. So there was in that era, there were 10 members. So there was 10 versions. Plus, there were Korean and Mandarin versions. So there were technically 20 versions of the one album. No. Super M was
because Super M had all those. Yeah, I'm sure if you pick
a big group.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, it makes you wonder. Super Junior.
So apparently, NCT's 127's Japanese debut mini album Chain had 13 different versions. Nah. I always love when you see, like, you know, new fans who are asking questions on these forums.
Ooh, 17. Did 17 ever do a member specific one?
I don't think so. Usually they have like the most I've seen is like 4 or 5 versions of their stuff. But don't hold me to that.
Twice probably has versions for all members. Probably.
I love seeing like new fans asking very innocent questions. Are there any K-pop albums with more than 3 versions? Oh, honey. Oh, my sweet baby child. No, but they gotta stop with this. Like, there's no reason to have like, listen, I'm not going to talk about it.
Even within BTS, I don't feel like they were member specific versions. It was just that they would have a heck ton of versions of each album. Well, and then they do their bazillion repackaging 3 times over. But I can't speak personally to that level. There's a lot of repackagings for them.
It's too much. Like I like how Key's his Gasoline album. I like the versions of that. So they had like 2 main versions. There was a floppy disk and the VHS, and then there was a booklet version.
Mm-hmm.
So you get like the fun concepts, and then you get, you know, if you want some photos, here you go. There's 2 booklet versions. Enjoy.
One album of Astros that I don't have yet, but I will be getting. One thing that made me irrationally angry about all the different versions, I think there were 4 versions, which was probably the most that they had done. They all were different sizes.
Oh.
And I pick mine always based on like photo concept, like setup and outfits I like the most. That's usually how I pick the one that I order. So my favorite one that I will get is the tallest one, and it just bugs me because like some of the other ones are more compact and kind of more similar to your typical like Astro albums or whatever. I'm like, fine, I'll just go with the big one. But I didn't like how they were all really different, kind of for no reason. Like it was random. Whereas like at least Extraordinary Heroes, whenever they did their concepts, it was like, oh, these are kind of different, but this one's like a notebook and this one's like a tablet. So like at least
it fit within the concept.
But like with the Astro ones, it's like, we're just gonna make this flowery one smaller, and we're just gonna make this car one bigger. It's like
the company said the people who like having nice organized shelves, fuck you.
Oh like, yeah, man.
Just oh, that's annoying.
Wow, 8.
Oh.
Yeah, different things inside of it.
Yeah, it's too many versions. And so
I want to say the group that I have, One Wee is pretty good at keeping theirs all really big and like coffee table book size, so thin and tall. But also Ace has been uniformly the same size, so they get a prize.
Most of Astros are the same size. Not Astros. Most of ATs are the same size as well, which I appreciate.
Well,
there are some different sizes, but a lot of them very similar.
At least usually 2 sizes. So you have the chunky one, you know,
and then the chunky boys and the taller boys. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but at least like when they're switching, it's consistent. It's not just every album is a different size.
I will say, all of their albums are so frustrating to try to open. Oh my gosh. It's like
day 6 is I struggle with the sizing of day 6. What's some other ones I'm like looking up?
Oh yeah. So Dreamcatcher is going to be a new size. Is it going to be big? I don't remember. I have stared at it. I don't remember though.
See, I like the
In flying is all weird.
I like if they're not if it's not like a fun like shape concept like Keys albums are that come in like fun little packaging. I like them about like the size of like a little booklet. I can't even see if there's any near me that are like the size I'm talking about because I have so many things near me. Ugh.
I'm gonna admit, like, I don't love super big. So
yeah, I
like that One Wees are all the same size, but they are kind of massive. But at least the pictures are really big. So
yeah, I like this size.
Right, like that's kind of as if I was the merchandise planner.
Yeah,
I would say that is the maximum. But you know what can you do?
My little mini Max chocolate album fell off as I picked that up.
Was like that one a Korea box?
No, Beth sent this to me.
Oh,
it's a little Kino album. So
that's such a good
little mini,
such a good song.
Little tiny, yeah. It's very cute. So it's chocolate and it's like a little chocolate box.
Yeah, that's really cute.
It's cute. Let me return everything to its location. Okay.
Monster X do a nice
size. They do. Yeah, I like AT's size. I like Monster X's size. Wonho's usually are a pretty nice size. Though the Facade album is bigger than the other ones, which hurts me in my soul, but that's okay. You know, it's fine. It's fine.
But you know, sometimes the coffee table book size, it's like, wow, this is massive. Like,
yeah.
Why is it so massive?
Usually Super Juniors are a pretty good size, but I did buy this like special edition Super Junior album and it's fucking huge. It's so big.
For some reason, Moonbin and Sandhot, their album In and Out, it is coffee table book size. Like it's not just tall, it's also like really wide.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys. Like, I mean, it's very nice, and it's the texture of it is like a book, so I mean that helps. But
yeah, I have 2 Kino albums. I have the Max one, and then I have a Super Junior one, and yeah, they're fun. If you like photo cards, it's the way to go, really.
You're getting pixely for some reason suddenly.
Yeah, it seems like my internet speed is dropping.
So I've always noticed it's like at around this time. Maybe everyone suddenly starts
using the internet at 9:15. I don't. Yeah, I don't love the magazine size ones. I find them too big. There's a lot of shiny albums have like a magazine size version too, and I like the size. So
are they also really thin?
Yeah,
or are they usually hardback?
They're thin.
See, like, so that's the thing. The Astro album that I will order, I'm gonna still order it, but it's definitely like bigger and floppy looking. I'm like,
yeah, don't love it, but it be what it be.
Yep. They don't ask us. They should.
They should. They should do a poll. What size do you like? A normal book size. Hardcover.
Also, so like for the 80s albums, for instance, do you struggle opening them?
I just hold and do like a little mini shake and wait for it to like drop out. Like the struggle is real. Those boxes
kind of nerve-wracking.
They are tight. They're tight.
Well, and then I have a couple of them that they got busted like well before they got to me, just in the shipping. Like the spine got, yeah. Yes, they are. It's the suction.
Yeah, they're packed well. Like I did once upon a time. I think I did like an ASMR video with one back in the day, and it was just like
the flap ones. What I'm trying to think of what a flap one would be. Flap.
I know what she's talking about. I don't see any like near me at the moment, but I do know what she's talking about.
Like, is it a half?
It's like a magnetic flap that like holds the lid down. I think I have.
I think I have a couple of those. Of course, now that I think about it, I think the early Astro album. Okay, my early Astro albums, I think they were built like the 80s albums.
So like this?
Yeah, Blue Flame.
Yeah.
Is that what you were meaning, Jesse?
I don't mind that kind.
I feel like there's another flat version that
the cover
isn't magnetic.
Oh, I'm not familiar with those ones.
Oh, yes.
Oh, so, yes.
You see, when you remember it, it makes you have a face. Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I don't like the ones that come in little plastic sleeves either that you have to like slide out.
So this flap thing, I think I have a K&K one like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so flimsy to begin with. It's like an envelope essentially, and yeah, it's because to secure itself, it has a tab. Just like, for instance, if you opened a box of pasta and you only used half of it, and then you tried to like reclose your pasta box, one of those like securing things, these tiny ears. It's fine if it's a pasta box if you rip it, but if it's your K-pop album, that's not okay.
No.
It's so like you're trying to be nice to your K-pop album.
Packaging design, why?
Or sometimes when a packaging design, like it shows every like little scratch, like you barely touch it and it like leaves an indentation. You're like, I'm being really gentle, but
Lord help me. Lord help me. Ay.
Trying to think if there's any other music stuff that has recently happened.
I really like I've Song After Like.
I haven't heard it.
It's, you know. Anyway.
It's funny when they put sponsored stuff in your Spotify that you haven't, like, you're looking at things you've listened to and all of a sudden it's like, what the crap is that?
Well, Jesse, when you see it in Christmas versions a lot, there you go.
Oh yeah, I've
That's
Christmas version. She's correcting. That's your favorite, the Christmas version.
Yes. No, I'm a well-known Christmas hater. But yeah, you know, let me tell you, every time I go to that K-pop store, those two versions of Christmas Evel Stray Kids albums, they mock me because I kind of
you know that you'll end up with one of those in your possession at some point.
I'm gonna get them, but like, I hate Christmas so much. And I know it's like I don't hate the holiday, like whatever, like I do, but like whatever. I hate Christmas songs. I hate Christmas songs. So this time of year is really hard for me.
So what is it about Christmas? Is it the jingle bells that gets to you?
I
like
don't
as
know.
far as that
I hate the forced
or...
cheerfulness. I hate, you know, sentimentality for no fucking reason. I just don't like Christmas. I don't like Christmas. But Christmas Evel is a banger, okay? Like it's the only Christmas song that deserves rights. Christmas Evel.
Man, I remember when I used to work at Target, and I think at the time there was a little section that it would play like little soundscape stuff typically, but when it would roll around to Christmas time, it would be Christmas songs that it would be constantly playing all the time. Plus, then the like overhead Christmas songs. It was a lot of Christmas songs when I was working there.
Awful. Not a fan.
That's pretty hardcore, Frankie. That's a hardcore way to try to sidestep the holiday once.
You know, I did get my wisdom teeth out the day before Christmas Eve one year, and I did get out of a lot of Christmas stuff, which was I had a horrible reaction to my wisdom teeth, but that story is a horror story for another day because it literally, people have heard the story before they go to get their wisdom teeth and they weren't scared about getting their wisdom teeth removed, then heard my story and were like, oh, that can...
No, see, you don't need to tell that to people because it sometimes if you need it out, you need it out. You don't have to be terrifying people.
I had 5 wisdom teeth. I'm a freak of nature. Mm-hmm.
So now you're not wise, right? Is that what... Why are they called?
Yeah, well, have I ever really been? Like, all of my wisdom and brain power was in the extra freak wisdom tooth that I had. And then they removed it, so that explains a lot about old Natalia.
When did that happen?
It was when I was in grade 12, so my last year of high school.
Does that explain a lot for your life? Was it downhill from there, Natalia?
It was like really downhill from there. Like, well, it's been like literally I was born at the bottom of a hill and I've just been like digging my way. Digging my way deeper as digging my pit to hell, my one-way tunnel. Oh. I just really don't like Christmas. And so every year, like, I'll have, like, my mom be like, oh, are you coming home for Christmas? And I'm like, oh, darn, can't this year. Oh, oh, no, sorry. I'll Skype in on the morning. Or I guess we don't Skype anymore, do we? I want to dating myself. I'll FaceTime in. No. And, like, there's a lot of, like, kids that my siblings have kids. And they get real, like, 8 o'clock, they're wanting to open. I'm just like,
oh man. So When you were a kid, did you not try to get up super early to do that?
No, because my older sister, so my sister Shanta, one of my, I have many sisters, is 10 years older than me, and she's never liked getting up early. So if anyone like
so much as breathed.
Yeah, if so, like literally there would be like we'd all be like waiting for her to wake up to like start Christmas, and they'd be like, okay, like I'm the youngest, and they'd be like, she likes you the most. Like you go upstairs and see if she'll wake up. Like, and also like, you know, my family has like these like a lot of food-based traditions that I cannot partake in because of my allergies and
then probably the whole time, why aren't you partaking? You should partake.
Well, like
I'm sure that's what they say.
They know why I'm not, but I'm like, oh, what lovely, what a lovely charcuterie and sausage roll spread. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here with my
have you seen
corn
the
chips.
butterboard trend?
The butterboard? I've seen it. It's
You
fucking.
It's weird.
Like,
it makes you ask, you guys
really?
Okay?
Like, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, I don't care what other people are.
You're not gonna yuck their yum, but you wonder why that's their yum.
Yeah, like, but listen, I can't say anything because there is an actual video of me as a child. Everyone's this really says a lot. Everyone's decorating a Christmas tree, and I'd say I'm probably about 2.5 at the time because I would have been 2.5 at Christmas. And the video camera like follows me as I walk away from where they're decorating the tree and walk into the kitchen and reach up on the counter and grab a fistful of butter and stick it in my mouth. And I'm watching this video as an adult, and I'm like, so you just filmed this? Like, no one
prevented me.
No one like whoever had the camera watched me walk away from everyone to eat a fistful of butter and said nothing. Mm. You know what? That's valid, Frankie. That's not, you know, the experience in Eastern Canada, very different weather-wise.
Yeah.
Christmas weather-wise. But, you know, it's hard to get into the spirit where everyone's really enjoying, you know, pies and turkey and butter-filled mashed potatoes. And I'm here like, I'm allergic to wheat. I'm actually allergic to turkey. I wouldn't eat it anyway because I'm vegan, but I'm severely allergic to it.
So
yeah.
Whenever you have to go to these things, do you like take something? Is there a type of dish that you take specifically?
Yeah,
what's your go-to?
Macaroni and cheese, but like vegan macaroni and cheese. And then it'll sit there and like, well, then I don't want to talk myself up that much. But my vegan mac and cheese is pretty good. And so it'll like be there and people be like, oh, this looks good. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I hope you enjoy the dry ass turkey. This is my personal mac and cheese.
Whack. Are you whacking their hands away from it?
And no, I'm sorry. This mac and cheese is for old Natalia. But thank you. Like, enjoy your canned cranberry sauce.
That still has the ridges from the can.
Yes. Like, I'll just be enjoying this over here. Thank you.
You don't have any bitterness towards that at all.
Well, no, because I make really good mac and cheese, so I'm like okay with it, you know. But no, we've gotten so off track. But
hey, it all started with Christmas music.
And it's
around the corner. It really is. It really is around the corner.
That's okay. Matthew and I decided this year our air fryer broke. So instead of getting individual presents, we're just going to get a really fancy double air fryer as a present to each other. Because I love air frying things.
I need to use mine more.
I'm addicted to I'm so sad that mine's broken. Like, I'm struggling. I just want to air fry all things, and I cannot.
So does anyone else have any music or anything that you want to talk about before we probably wrap it up? Jesse says air fryer is the best.
That hot new group Air Fryer?
They're the best. That'd be a really good group.
Listen, they've had every other type.
There probably is. You know what? Spotify. No,
and then their fandom could be called Nuggets.
You know what?
What do you make in an air fryer? Chicken nuggies. Nuggets.
You know what? That guy that's on Between Us with the chicken leg
Oh, the fucking
necklace.
chicken.
He
The
must
chicken
be.
fried chicken
He
necklace.
must be a fan.
He must be a fan of the air fryers. Oh,
There's an artist called Air Fryer Guy, and then there's Hair Dryer Collection. What the crap? But there is a song called Air Fryer Blues. An
Look,
Air Fryer Anthem.
it is great. See, Katie, this is great, but I want to propose when you're making fries, you can just pull it out and go, and then it mixes them all up. You don't have to flip them. You just do this and you stick it back in. Like, it's so good. But no, that's valid. I recently, so I bought my mom a rice cooker because my mom cooks rice a lot, but she's always cooked it on the stove like some sort of weirdo. And I'm like, Ma, no, technology has solved this problem. And then she like didn't use it. Okay, she was like, I don't know how to use it. And it's not like I didn't get her like a complicated one. I got her one that has a single button. And you just press the button down and then it goes and then the button pops up. It's like a lever. And so I was like, she's like, I don't know how to use it. I'm like, Mom, it has one button. So anyway, I pulled it out when I was home and I was like, Mom, you're gonna use this rice cooker. Like you cook rice like 5 times a week. And it's just like a little one, right? Like a 1-person one. And so I like showed her, I'm like, listen, you just use the same measurements as you would on the stove, but then you just hit the button and then you walk away. And then when you come back in a while, it's done. Anyway, she used it once. Now she's addicted. She's like, I'm never putting it back in the closet. This is such a good. I'm like, yeah, that's why I bought it for you. Yeah, my mom. Yeah, so my mom isn't Thai, but lived in Thailand for most of her 20s when she learned how to cook. So all my mom knows how to cook is Thai food. And that was, she knows how to cook rice the Thai way. Like measurements? No, you put it in, then you put your finger. And when it reaches the knuckle, I'm like, what if someone has really long fingers? How do you measure the water level? Like, because you put the rice in the pot, then you put the water on, and when it reaches the first knuckle of your finger, that's the amount of water you need. And I'm just sitting here like,
I've been told,
but not everyone's fingers.
And especially you sometimes do long nails, so good luck with that.
Yeah, well, like you dig them nails in, but yeah. So anyway, I'm like,
but I'm saying using it for like down to the surface.
Like if you're only making a little bit of rice, yeah. I suppose you could like finger knuckle. Anyway, I should probably stop talking about fingering rice right now. We're gonna get some censors being very confused about this music. But yeah, no, just rice cookers are the best. Just technology has solved so many problems for us, Anyway, I don't think anyone mentioning any music things. So
we're all thinking about food.
We're all thinking. We're all thinking about. Ooh, got dinner coming. So anyway, I hope that everyone's had a good night and enjoyed this music chat. And
another chat.
So we're gonna have another live stream next Wednesday, probably same time. And we're gonna be doing We're gonna do another episode of the Noonas Knickknacks, where it's basically just our fancy, fun little alliteration for opening albums and looking at pretty pictures. So it's going to be super fun. And of course, we have a new episode coming out on Monday. So you can listen to it then. I'm editing it right now, literally. So it'll be fun.
And as far as social medias, aside from Twitter, there's Instagram and Tumblr, and there's our Discord, and there's our website, our YouTube. Hey, you're currently on our YouTube. Subscribe and like and all those friendly things. You have you gonna put the banner on?
I'm putting the banner on. Don't forget to like and subscribe, friends. But
yeah, the Twitter thing.
For more banger content like this.
We hope Twitter will still be around. We will still be on Twitter if it's around.
Yeah, until the site shuts down. We will still be there. So anyway, hope you have a great night, and we'll see you soon. And ciao, I guess.
Bye.